is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. It's the best one, Donnie here, back with a brand new episode of Hot Takes, where I give you guys my hot takes on things going on in the professional wrestling community. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real. And before we get into this episode of Hot Takes, I want to let you guys know that tonight, AEW Revolution, Danny and I, we will be doing a watch-along live to the pay-per-view. So if you're looking to watch the pay-per-view with somebody, Danny and I will be interacting with the We Are Wrestling Maniacs live watching AEW Revolution. But now, this week, we're going to be talking about the AEW World Champion, MJF, because some news came out just about yesterday that MJF reportedly told a WWE superstar that he cannot wait to be a part of WWE in 2024. But, of course, MJF, he stays in character 24/7, and you never really know until it happens. And I want to break this all down, and I want to give you guys my hot takes and my thoughts on the whole MJF to WWE situation, because, of course, on the We Are Wrestling podcast, Ben, Danny, and I, we have talked about MJF to WWE quite a few times, but it's been a while since we last, really touched on the whole MJF to WWE thing. Ever since, he won the AEW World title at Full Gear. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think MJF will be transitioning from AEW to WWE in 2024. And this is something that I really hope doesn't happen, because if there's anybody on AEW that they need to keep is MJF, because going into this AEW Revolution 2023 pay-per-view, besides Mox and Hangman having an okay storyline selling me the Texas Death Match, MJF and Bryan Danielson really sold it for me. And MJF, any feud that this guy has against, likes of Cody Rhodes, he's had, feuds with Darby Allin, he's had feuds with the best in the world, CM Punk, Jon Moxley. MJF knows how to sell a pay-per-view match. MJF knows how to put people over without you thinking that he's putting them over. MJF is one of the best storytellers. MJF is one of the best on the microphone. MJF is one of the best in the ring, and watch tonight. He is going to show you guys that he is one of the best pro wrestlers in that ring. And all those, Miz, EC3 comparisons will be going right out that window when he puts on a classic with Bryan Danielson for 1 hour. But with all that being said, I just think it's too good to be true that MJF re-signs with AEW because of the way AEW operates things. And remind you, before MJF got this AEW World Championship, he did have some issues with Tony Khan, and he was off, television after putting Wardlow over during AEW's Double or Nothing last year. MJF was frustrated with creative. He was gone all the way until All Out 2022 when, he did the whole devil thing, and then he revealed himself after CM Punk won the AEW World Championship. So, we know there are some history there with, Max being, upset with the way things were going on with AEW, and as much as I'm an AEW diehard maniac, everybody has that dream when they're a kid that they want to be a WWE superstar. They want to main event WrestleMania on the biggest stage of them all. They want to hold the WWE Championship. They want to be seen from millions and millions of viewers. And don't get me wrong, AEW, is a great wrestling promotion, but when all's said and done, nothing's bigger than WWE. all the media that WWE gets, having a WrestleMania. Nothing, you can compare nothing to WrestleMania because that's our Super Bowl. And when it's all said and done, I think MJF wants to be on the biggest stage possible. He wants to be seen by the whole world. And in AEW, he's only seen by the diehard pro wrestling fans. And with the talent that MJF has, especially his old school mindset, taking things from the Hot Rod Rowdy Piper, I can see MJF, transitioning well from AEW to WWE, and that's something that a lot of people think MJF is not going to be able to do because, of course, MJF, has his way of, cutting promos very, 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 very deep that he would never be allowed to do in WWE. But when you are as talented as MJF is, you can make anything work. And I think WWE, they are not going to hesitate whatsoever on January 1st, 2024 in the bidding war for MJF. And I think that they're going to give him a significant offer. And I could see MJF, entering the Royal Rumble that year and, immediately getting a major push in WWE. I could see him, going against John Cena. I could see MJF and Braun Breaker, main eventing shows for years to come in WWE. And MJF, is a storyteller. What does WWE do best? Storytell. AEW, what they do best? Professional wrestling. And when people try to compare AEW and WWE, people don't realize that they're two completely different things. WWE is sports entertainment. AEW is professional wrestling, and that's why some people enjoy WWE over AEW because they enjoy the storylines. They enjoy the stuff that's, built around the wrestling in the ring. AEW, on the other hand, they like to build things around the professional wrestling. They care about what's going on in between the ropes and the mat more than, the storylines and, the entertainment side of things. I think MJF will go to WWE as much as I don't want it to happen. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm throwing all my friggin' chips. I'm throwing all my cards on the table. I'm giving MJF whatever he wants because MJF is the future of this business. He is going to be somebody years from now that is going to be, in the intros to WWE when you see likes of Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Roman Reigns. MJF is going to be in those conversations for years to come. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm going to do whatever I can to keep MJF, but I feel like regardless of what AEW is going to offer MJF, I see him going to the other side because of it being the bigger stage. All Out is AEW's biggest pay-per-view. That has nothing on WrestleMania. And I know for a fact MJF, grew up as a die-hard professional wrestling sports entertainment fan, and he loved the WWE, and he even said when he was a little kid on, the Rosie O'Donnell show, that he wanted to be a WWE superstar. And if that doesn't tell you that MJF will be in WWE one day, I don't know what will. Because everybody has that dream of going to WWE, whether they want to admit it or not. And everything is just leaning towards it. We know MJF has more friends on the other side. He's close with Baron Corbin. He's close with Liv Morgan. And he's also very close with Cody Rhodes. And a lot of people don't realize who recruited MJF to AEW. It was actually Cody Rhodes. Because when Cody Rhodes, left WWE and he was doing a lot of independent wrestling stuff, he was wrestling a lot of indie shows in the Northeast area. He did a lot of stuff for Northeast Wrestling, and he did a lot of things for Blitzkrieg Pro, which is, We Are Wrestling. We sponsor matches for their independent shows. Great indie show, by the way. But MJF did a lot of, wrestling in the Northeast, trying to get his name out there. And Cody Rhodes was on a lot of shows that MJF was on. And Cody Rhodes really, took MJF under his wing and that is who brought MJF to AEW. And now that Cody Rhodes is in WWE, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings MJF to WWE because of how talented he is. When AEW first started, Cody Rhodes immediately picked MJF to feud with over the AEW World Championship. There's a lot to this, and I've followed MJF's career since he first started in, Create a Pro, training with Brian Myers and Pat Buck. I know MJF, and I know for a fact that he is going to transition from AEW to WWE. Obviously, the MJF character is definitely going to be watered down, but when you have talent in this business, you can adapt and you can make it work. And I cannot wait to see what happens with MJF's career. Obviously, on the We Are Wrestling channel, we're going to continue, to cover the news and stuff that come out with MJF to WWE. I definitely believe these reports 100% because of, MJF being more closer to people in WWE right now rather than AEW. And all the signs are pointing towards it. Let me know in the comments section below, do you think MJF will go to WWE? I think, I gave you guys some, a different perspective on things with MJF that maybe you're going to consider. Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Hot Takes, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Links down in the description below. You can go follow me on my social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. In addition, you watch shorter clips of, the We Are Wrestling podcast here on the channel. We be posting them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all that down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, Danny and I will be live tonight for AEW Revolution. If you want to watch the pay-per-view with us, we'll be watching it, and you already know, we are taking over. Peace.